Okay. Can everybody hear me? Hello back there. Hello. I know it's been a long day, especially if you've been here for both days. But let's try and end it on a high. I've just had a coffee because I needed it. We're going to be talking about crafting the ultimate unboxing experience to drive customer satisfaction and make some more money, basically. I'm not going to talk a huge amount about who I am because I know a lot of these sessions start and it's, this is what I do, this is a service I have, this is the AI I do. I'm not going to do too much about that. My name's Jonny Bradley. I'm the founder of the SellerPro Academy. We specifically help Amazon sellers. So some of you might be selling on Amazon. Perfect, probably come and speak to me. But today I'm going to be talking about unboxing because it's a real key area to drive that satisfaction. And if you mess it up, you're in trouble. Now, when they asked me to speak, I gave a little synopsis about what I wanted to speak about. And this is what I said, is like, you only get one chance to make a good first impression. The problem is when I went to make the slides, that's not true. And that's actually not what I want to talk about today. So I rewrote that to this, which is you only get 1 second chance to make a good first impression. And that's actually what I want to speak about today. And importantly, the second impression is far more important than the first, because when does the first impression occur? Specifically when we're talking about e-commerce, that first impression is when you visit someone's website and you see the pictures, you see the copy, you see the text, you see the price, and typically that's maybe the first impression, or maybe you've seen someone with it, it's a referral, whatever. That's what we think is the first impression. But the problem is that you're basing that first impression based off of like marketing, features, benefits, reviews, pictures, and all of those can be split tested, they can be optimized, and even faked, right? So we can get very good at making that first impression, and we can drive conversions and drive clicks by editing this stuff, right? And a lot of you will be doing that in your businesses and thinking, cool, we're getting as many customers as possible, we're getting a good CPA, whatever. If you stop there, then you're potentially making quite a big mistake with the whole customer journey, because when you buy online, yes, the first impression is important to even make a sale, but the second impression is really where you make that impact. So have you ever purchased a product? You don't have to put your hands up, just do like a yes like that. I won't make you do that. It looked great, but when it arrived, it didn't meet the expectation that you had, right? Just give me a little of that, or a little of that. Yeah, okay. Often this comes down to how it feels, right? It felt this way, it felt low quality, it felt whatever. And this is what Johnny Ive said. He was a chief design officer at Apple. Many of you will probably be aware of that. He said, what we make testifies who we are. People can sense care, and they can sense carelessness. And this means that when you get a product arrive, you know if there's been a lot of care and attention that's gone into the delivery and the creation of that product. That sense, or that feeling of how much intention has gone into the product, then relates to how much you like the product, right? And this is really important. I worked with Apple for 5 years, and I did a lot of work with them on this experience, not necessarily like I actually worked for them. And one thing I learned is that they have an unboxing team, and all they do every day is create products, create the packaging, and unbox, and just see what it's like to feel like the unboxing experience. So it takes, not anymore, but it used to take 7 seconds for the iPhone to fall out of the packaging, and that created anticipation. It doesn't happen like that. It's designed that way to give you anticipation. The feeling that you get, the satisfaction when you pull off that cellophane, is designed to be that way. So we have to think about this within our own businesses of how we can actually create that. This is a very interesting statistic, okay? So 60 to 80% of customers would not return to a brand with poor packaging, right? Even if they were satisfied with the purchase. This means, right, the thing that they're most likely going to throw away in about 10 minutes time, the box, the packaging, the envelope, the whatever, that's the majority of the reason why if they return to you or if they don't. So if you're not putting a lot of intention into your packaging, you're actually turning away a lot of your customers. And this is what most people don't understand about their packaging. It's so critical for repeat purchase and for satisfaction that you're dropping the ball massively. Okay? So, would you rather buy this or this, right? The second one, no, this is the one you'd rather, no. Of course, like obviously you'd rather buy the second one. The product inside may be exactly the same. It might be the most incredible product you've ever purchased in your life. It's the best value for money. More people will buy repeat products if it comes in that packaging than it does in that packaging, right? People are very fickle. They don't care too much. If it feels right, they'll buy more, okay? A normal Jiffy bag compared to a branded Jiffy bag. So even if you don't have like product packaging, it might be small products, you might not have a box or anything like that, you can still take a Jiffy bag and brand it to make it look nicer. And actually, I found there's a stand over there. Their name is something. Ant something, what's it called? What was it? Active Ants, right? They're a fulfillment company. So a lot of them do this. They print on packaging like this. So if you're normally packaging things in like Royal Mail and you've got your normal sticker on there, then you can just print on them and that will change the amount of repeat purchases that you get. That's something very simple that you can do within your business, even if you don't have product packaging, okay? Even the small touches make a massive difference. So let's say you have very simple packaging, it just lifts up, and then normally your product is displayed. This here, a bit of tissue paper, like how much is a piece of tissue paper when you have thousands of units? I mean, it's tiny. You're talking pennies per piece. A little sticker, again, it's tiny, tiny, tiny costs. That will increase the satisfaction of the customer when they unbox the product, and that could make the difference between them buying your product again or not buying your product again. So it makes sense to do that additional little touch. Or when you pick that out of the box, there's a message underneath that it doesn't prompt them to buy another product. It doesn't say, hey, leave us a review. It's something that gets across your character and your brand voice so that they like you more. Not so that they buy from you, it's so they like you. So this is you, not all of you, as an unbranded box. You literally are rolling out of bed and you're showing up at someone's door being like, hey, yeah, sorry, I'm running late. I didn't have time to get ready today. Whereas a branded box is you on your wedding day. You've been plumped up, you've had makeup artists, you've had a nice designer suit, right? That makes a difference, right? There's a reason why people don't show up to their wedding looking like this, right? I don't think any of you would want to particularly do that. This is the same thing that happens with your product packaging. You're essentially showing up to people's doors looking like shit. And we don't want to do that, and it's very easy to resolve, okay? 61% of customers say they get more excited about a product when it arrives in branded packaging. The majority of customers like it when you use branded packaging. So, you see why it's critical, right? First of all, have I set the scene? Give me a little nod or a little cross. Huh? I can go back. There we go. Take a picture, quick, okay? But you see now, hopefully I've set the scene as to why it's so important, okay? So if it was so important, why doesn't everyone do it? There's 3 reasons. 1, there is an incorrect perception of high cost. They think, if I have branded packaging, that's going to cost me a load of money. But what happens, based upon what you've seen today, if you have better packaging, right? You get more buyers. You get more repeat customers. What does more repeat customers mean? More money, right? More lifetime value. So instead of costing you money, product packaging should be making you money. So it's not a cost, it's an investment. There's an incorrect perception of impact. People don't think that packaging, even to this level, actually matters, but it does. The data says that it does matter. And then the third one is the perception of difficulty. They think it's really hard to make packaging that people will love, and it's not, right? And I'm going to show you some tools that you can use today, okay? Most people's problem is they're not creative. You start a brand, and maybe you love the product, you're a user of the product, and you want to create it, and you love that, but you're not maybe the most creative person when it comes to design or photography or whatever. You then go and hire a product packaging company, a design company. They might charge you a lot of money to make these cool designs. But the thing is that you don't need to do that anymore. And there are ways to do it which are basically free, and they only take a few minutes. So I'm going to show you some of them today. And I'm going to give you some free resources that you can use to do this yourself for your own businesses. One last statistic, if you want to take this one as well. 52% of customers say that luxury packaging influences their decision to make a repeat purchase. So if you're going to do packaging, try and make it feel as luxury as possible. It doesn't mean that it has to be expensive. Make it feel luxury. Just like with that tissue paper and the sticker, it feels luxury. It isn't necessarily luxury, right? So everything's changed with AI. I know, sorry, guys. I mean, everyone's talked about AI. I can see probably like 15 different signs with AI. I'm going to talk about it. Like, tough shit, I'm going to talk about it. The following images were created only using AI within about, I don't know, 10 minutes. I did put some effort into this presentation, but it was done quickly, okay? So I'll tell you how to do this as well. This is packaging design of a sophisticated packaging for a premium coffee blend, straight angle, soft focus, warm lighting, white background, shot with Sony Alpha A7 4 camera by Jonathan Ive with aspect ratio 16:9 style raw, right? So a lot of this stuff is like, why have you got that in there? AI, and I'm using Midjourney for this. I'm not sure if anyone's ever heard of that, but Midjourney is just basically a way that you can specifically work on images using ChatGPT and OpenAI. So if I was a coffee brand and I want to come up with concepts for packaging, not design the packaging, I just want concepts that I can then take to a designer from Upwork or Fiverr at a fraction of the cost, I can concept these ideas for almost no money at all. I pay $20 a month to get access to this, and I use it every single day, and it's incredible. It's astonishing every single time. The key is that you need to learn how to use the prompts so that you can come up with design ideas, and then you can start to edit your prompts to come up with better ideas, and you can even edit these images using the AI, okay? But it all starts with these prompts. Here's another one. If I wanted to do like a kid's lunchbox, and I wanted some cool packaging with a hand on it that has smiley faces, right? Packaging design for a colorful kids product with a hand, happy expression on the packaging, top down, bright light environment, and then a little bit about the specifics of the photo I want. This is way better than going to a designer and waiting a week to get something back that you don't like, right? Has anyone ever done that before? You've like hired someone and you end up getting something back, you're like, this is not really like what I wanted or I expected. Maybe they're not good enough, I don't know. You can go through iterations of this very, very easily, and that can give you ideas. It's not going to be your finished product. It gives you ideas and concepts of how you can create your packaging in the future. Here's one that's going to be packaging design mockup, so I'm telling it what I want. Navy packaging with gold elements for an audio product, brand name Audio Stuff, right? It hasn't quite got that, but that's fine. Again, it's only concepts. And you can think, right, I really like this packaging here, which has got that kind of pull-out. It looks really high end. I can then go and find the correct packaging manufacturer, and have these concepts made. Because I want to know how it looks and feels and make it feel luxury so my customers continue to buy again. Another one, this one didn't turn out so well. So this is an example of one where it just didn't get it. There's, there's nothing here. There's nothing here. I mean, I don't think that's very good. But one thing that I did like is just the color differences. It had this nice color, and it made this feel a little bit more high-end. But as you can see, it's kind of like done this weird AI stuff. So I wouldn't use that, right, for my concepting. But I would then get 3 or 4 variations of this image and say, right, I like that one. Go and make 4 versions of that. I like them. All right, go and make 4 more versions. And you can keep going down that process and iterate it until you get something that you like. Or you can do stuff like this for product photography. I mean, this took about 10 seconds to do, 20 seconds, and it comes out with these incredible looking designs. And if you want to then think, how are we going to take our product and our product packaging and then display it, then you can use AI to just do this for you. And you can do it really, really, really well. Like that does not look like AI generated, does it? That looks incredible. Like I've gone on a shoot, to some volcano and taken our product there. Or maybe, this is where a lot of you might use this, is you need the background for some packaging, or for a product insert, or for social media, or for your website, or any online or print marketing. So here's one I created. It's a background design, kids theme, dinosaurs with bright colors, and happy, joyful design, light pastel colors. And it came up with quite a few ideas, but this is the one that I liked the most. So if I was doing a kids product, and I wanted some nice backgrounds, or I wanted information for my website, I don't then have to go and pay a company where they have all of their stock photos. I don't have to go and pay a designer to go and create those. All you have to do is just enter the right prompt so you get the right output, okay? Or you might want some packaging backgrounds. So let's say we're doing like a high-end audio product and you want to have elements of audio, right? These like little waves and things like that. You can concept that really, really, really easily. This was one of my favorite ones though that I found when I created this. So background design, this is what I want. Light colors with a cartoon, cute bumblebees flying around, having a great time, interacting with each other, using props like umbrellas or cameras. Now, this one, I'm not sure if, when I created it, I wasn't quite sure that it would pick up what I wanted. And this was so much better than I thought it would be. So I took it then a little bit step further, okay? I'm going to show you that in a second. But if you want to learn how to do that, there is a little bit more in the process that I certainly wouldn't have time to speak about today. I did a 1-hour training on how to do this using the service called Midjourney. So you can get access to that. If you scan that QR code, then it will take you to like my link tree type thing. There's a group called the Amazon Seller Community. And I appreciate you might not be Amazon sellers, but in that community, we have a bunch of free resources. DM me AI, and I'll give you access to that training and a bunch more other AI trainings 100% for free. And they could save you a ton of money, okay? Has everyone got that? It's on my back as well, so I could just, I'll face this way the whole time. I'll put this up at the end as well. If you don't get it in time, I'll put it up at the end as well, okay? So, next question, little nod, little shake. Do you read all the leaflets that you get delivered through your door? No? Is anyone nodding? There's always one psychopath. No? Of course not. So the most important thing that you need when you're doing leafleting, or you have a product insert, or you have anything in your packaging that you need a customer to look at, is 1, you need attention. 2, you need to hook them into the next step. It's not about trying to get them to do the thing that you actually want. Let's say it's leave a review, refer to a friend. Like, you don't want them to do that. It's too much of an ask. You're not going to get someone to do that when they've just received the product. It just doesn't happen. You need to hook them to the next step, okay? Just like when you think about a buying funnel, it's how do you get them on your website to take the next step onto a product page? How do you get them from a product page to press add to cart? It's not how do you go from home page to purchase. There's always steps in between, and product packaging and inserts, leafleting, is exactly the same. So let's take this bumblebee photo and see what we can do with it. So let's say we had some sort of bee-related product, a honey product, whatever, like insert whatever the product is. This is option A, okay? This is also my QR code, so if you didn't get it earlier, there it is. We have a beautiful freebie. To give you, scan the QR code to get a free product, or to do whatever you want to do. So that's option 1. Or option 2, scratch to see if you've won a beautiful freebie. Which one? I'm not sure how I'm going to do this. Little hands. If option A is the one that you think is better, get your hand down. Option B, yeah, absolutely. Why is that? It's because this creates anticipation. It creates gamification. If you get that delivered through your door and you open up the packaging, every single person is scratching that off. Even if it's just for fun, even if you know that you're going to be sold to, or they want to collect your email address or whatever, it's just a bit of fun that you scratch off the scratch card. Right? Everyone does it. It's natural. So if you can find ways to do that with your product, if it's the opening the iPhone with the nice cellophane and getting that nice feeling, whatever it is within your product, how do you get this gamification? How do you get this hook? Get the attention and get them hooked in to the next stage. that QR code or that link or whatever, you've won. It then takes them to the next page, it takes them back to your website, and then you can hook them into the next part of that funnel for you. The key is, if you're not doing this, you're not going to get them onto the next stage. It's just not going to happen. The product packaging is going in the bin. This is going in the bin in about 10 minutes time, right? So these are really important tips. Make the thing actually helpful, or if it's a free product or an extended guarantee or it's a digital product, it has to be actually good for the customer. If it's just an extended guarantee on an iPhone charger, who cares, right? It's 15, 20 quid, I'll just buy another one. If it's an extended guarantee on a washing machine, yeah, fine, I get it. It's a little bit of a different thing. If it's 200, 300, 400 pounds, extended guarantee might work. Cheap products, definitely not. If it's a digital product, if it's an ebook, why, right? So let's say you have a kitchen product, it's a cooking related product, and you want to do an ebook with recipe guides. Boring, no one cares. What if you then reach out to a Michelin star chef or someone that is a really high quality chef and then leverage them and say, we want to use your recipes that maybe you already promote on Instagram. We'll promote you to all of our customers and put your links to your Instagram and to your socials and your YouTube within our product inserts. We just want to be able to use your name to say, get these 10 recipes from insert cool chef here that has a Michelin star or works in whatever, right? That has a lot better proposition for a customer than get 10 free recipes. No one cares, right? So try and make it actually good for the customer. And a lot of that comes down to packaging in terms of how you position what it is that you're giving to them. It can be exactly the same thing, but just marketed in a slightly different way, okay? The second thing is always focus on creating the interest, then getting the action. Don't assume that the thing is going to make someone take action, right? Often the thing could be incredible, but if they don't know about it or see it or care about it, they're not going to get it, right? So you have to make sure that you're trying to get that hook, right? Like with the scratch card, that's hooking them in to do something, to physically take an action. And the next thing, if you do that like win strategy, scratch card strategy, everyone wins, right? No one loses, everyone gets something so that everyone feels that, hey, this is cool, I got this thing for free. Even if I'm not going to use it, it's like, oh yeah, I won, right? Cool. So let's talk about the 3 tips for the ultimate unboxing experience. So these are my top 3 tips, okay? Number 1, brand it. Branding your packaging is a much easier way to stand out. It gives you a higher likelihood of winning more repeat customers. It's very easy now to do, especially with the AI tools that we have available to us. We've looked at the costs. It should be an investment into future business, not just a cost of the individual sale of your products. You have to brand it in any way, shape, or form. Number 2, play out the unboxing experience and understand what it's like to feel like the customer, to be in their shoes, because we get desensitized as brand owners. Oh, people are going to love that. Yeah, I would love that if I received it, but you don't put yourself into their shoes and you think, if I'm getting this through the door and it's just being delivered from Every or Royal Mail or whatever, how do I feel when I see it? Do I see this or do I see in a brown Jiffy bag, right? When I unbox it and I see the product packaging, is it looking nice? Is it in cellophane so it's nice and clean and nice and lovely? When I unbox it, how do I feel? Is it about feeling, touch, smell? A lot of the time smell, people don't even think about, especially if you have some sort of product that's home related or beauty related. What does it smell like when you open the packaging? Because you don't want it to smell chemically. You want it to smell really, really, really lovely. So what can you put in there to make it smell nice? So always think about that and go through that process as if you were a customer and come up with all the reasons why you wouldn't feel the way that you want customers to feel, how you wouldn't want to touch certain parts of the product. If there's a product insert that is like a business card size, it's at the bottom of the packaging, well, why would I touch it? Why would I not just throw it in the bin? Think about these things and run through this process multiple times. And there should be a 3rd tip. Oh, here it is, yeah. Always have a purpose, right? Don't just do things because you've seen me talk about it, because you've seen all these other things, right? Don't just do it because you've seen it on YouTube. There should be a reason while you're doing every single thing. Not only because you want to save costs, right? You don't want to put things in there for no reason. If you're putting inserts into your packaging and you're spending X amount on those, if no one's looking at them, don't do it, right? It's not worth it. Just don't include it. That's basically the lesson of that story. That has been my presentation. I really hope you've enjoyed it. If you want to get access to some of that free stuff, please scan that QR code. I'm going to hang around for a couple of minutes if you want any questions, specifically if you do want to talk about this or Amazon or AI or anything like that. And also, I've got our Chief Operating Officer there, just Jack. You just go, woo. Yep, you can speak to him as well. Thank you very much.